So getting over a divorce, relationship, it's not about a specific amount of time. It's about the work you put in for healing. The mistake that a lot of people make is they assume healing is about letting time pass and distracting themselves, and that eventually they'll get over it. And then what happens is eventually they suppress it. They find a way to not give focus to it, but the issue is still there. And so you could be single for 2, 3, 5 years. If you have not done the work to heal, you are not going to be truly over your divorce or past relationship. So it's about going through the steps. Now, again, all the steps are laid out in the book, Love After Heartbreak, where I break everything down. But in a general sense, you're going to have to get things off your chest. You're going to have to embrace forgiveness. You're going to have to really work on changing your mindset and practicing not dwelling in the negative thoughts and the negative emotions. But most importantly, you've got to flush out your system, flush out all that negative energy and hurt, and understand that your struggle to get over the divorce or that past relationship is typically compounded by the fact that you have other things in your past that you never healed from. So you have to not just be willing to look at your past relationship, but you got to look at your childhood. You got to look at relationships before that marriage or that relationship. You got to look at anywhere that there's been hurt, because those things add to your struggle. So you've got to explore all of that and heal from all of it if you really want to move past it truly. Not just move past on the surface, but truly resolve it from within. Let's see. Excuse me. What is considered? Okay. What is considered being an annoying woman? What's too much calling or too much texting? All right. So here's the reality. You don't try to determine how much you're going to call and text based off what the general public determines is too much. You have to be you first. And if the type of woman you are is someone that loves to text a lot, loves to call a lot, then be that. Because here's the reality. To one man or to 10 men, that amount of calling and texting, whatever it is, might be considered too much. But that might be because they're not into you like that. They're not really feeling you. They don't want to have to invest all this time and energy in your texts and calls. However, the man who really loves you, the man who's connecting with you, he may love every bit of it. He may want more than you were actually giving because you've been holding back. So the mistake people make is trying to tailor their patterns of communication, the way they go about things, to fit this person. No, be you. And then see who connects with that. So if you are an everyday talk on the phone person, then be that, period. And if that man finds it annoying, let him go. Let him go find someone else that talks to him less. Like that's his problem. But do not change how you go about things, because if you do, you sell yourself short and you won't be happy. If you know texting every day puts a smile on your face, but then you restrict that because you're worried about being annoying, well, then guess what? You may get the man, but you will lose yourself. And that's just a very small, minor example, but it does speak to a larger issue, and it happens in so many ways. Stop trying to change yourself for people who don't even know themselves. Like, be you. Be you and see who connects with that. Let's see. All right, someone says, isn't it true to love within yourself first before anyone can seriously find love? Yes and no. So let me break that down real quick. You could not love yourself, and it is still possible to meet that person you have an amazing connection with. So you've technically found love. The problem is, if you don't love yourself, your ability to embrace that person and have a successful relationship will be hindered by too much, and it won't work, plain and simple. So it's not simply to find love, but to have a successful, loving relationship with the person you have a true connection with. Yes, you have to love yourself first. You've got to connect with God. You got to connect with you. You got to get that to a higher level, to a strong foundation, to where now when someone comes into your life, one, you won't fall for the people who don't belong in your life. You'll love yourself too much, and your connection with God will give you a greater level of discernment to understand who does not belong. And then two, you'll be able to fully embrace the man who is for you or the woman who is for you. Because the reality is that many people, and I have to be transparent and say, a lot of women have run from that man that they had the most feelings for, because it made them feel too vulnerable. And if you have not healed, if you don't love yourself, if you have not gotten to a healthy place, you are going to find that level of vulnerability too scary. It's going to be too much, too overwhelming, and you will run from it, or you will self-sabotage the situation. So it is extremely important to establish healing, love within yourself, and a relationship with God if you truly want what's best. So keep the questions coming. Again, if you want a chance to win one of the books, comment, "I want this." And if you would like further coaching, you want to learn about feminine energy, healing, finding your purpose, improving your overall quality of life, as well as attracting better, higher quality men, not even better, higher quality men, being able to receive the man who is truly for you, take advantage of the program. Click the link in the status or the comment section, or go to receivingmyblessings.com. So let's see here. In the current state of social distancing, how do you meet new people? So one, let me first say this. It may not be time to be meeting anybody. Like in this time of social distancing and this pandemic, this could be the greatest time for you to focus on your growth, to focus on getting yourself to a better place, to establishing stronger foundations in your life, to start taking better care of yourself. Some of you have been doing so much for everyone else, your kids, your family, the people you try to date, and you have neglected you. And you may be functioning, you might be doing okay, but you're not giving yourself what you need. You're not giving yourself what you deserve. So first evaluate, have I given me enough? Have I done for me what I need to do? Am I where I need to be in life? Am I doing what God wants me to do in my life? Now, if you can check off all those boxes, all right, then we can worry about how we're going to date in the social distancing time. But in a general sense, when it comes to dating, I do think that during social distancing, the awesome part about this is a great time to focus on communication. Okay, so we may not be able to see each other and hang out. And for some of y'all, that might be good, because we don't need to be getting intimate all fast and all of that. We need time to evaluate the individual. So now this is a great time to focus on communication. Can we have fulfilling conversations? Can we be open and transparent with each other? Can we enjoy each other's conversation? If we can't even get past that, then forget about dating in person or seeing them. Like it's pointless. It's pointless. We have to establish healthy and enjoyable communication first. So I think that should be the focus of the dating process, which dating is about getting to know each other anyway. So it's time to talk. And as I've said in previous lives, let that not just be texting all day. I understand some of y'all like texting, some of y'all don't like texting. Whatever it is, let's make sure we are talking to each other, whether by verbally calling each other or FaceTime, but something that's a little bit more personable than just texting all the time. Texting is a little too disconnected. Let's see here. Okay, when red flags appear, does that mean get out? No, it does not mean get out. It means address it. All right? It means talk about it. And then if the red flags cannot be corrected, then you get out. All right? You don't just run away at the first sign of a red flag, because sometimes what you perceived as a red flag was just a misunderstanding. And it can be easily broken down to you if a discussion was had. Or it could be something that, again, that individual may not have been aware was a problem for you. And once you make it known, if they're serious about you, they're going to correct it. We have a very bad habit of just seeing a red flag and running. No, pray. Pray about it. Talk to them about it. You know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence. And then if it's not going to be improved upon, or if it is evidence of we are not on the same page and we're not going to be on the same page, then by all means, let them go. Okay. It says, I am a successful, independent mother. Why do I attract abusive men, alcoholics, cheaters? All right. So some of y'all may not like me saying this, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I love y'all. And everything I say is with the intent to truly see you experience better in your life. Number one, the minute you called yourself independent, I was like problem number one. Because don't get me wrong here, I understand that some of you are walking in independence. You are doing it yourself, and I get that. However, when you call yourself an independent woman, you're defining yourself by something that, one, it chokes the life out of a relationship. The independent mindset has to be changed when we're trying to have a relationship. We have to embrace interdependence. And what happens is, for a woman, is when you keep saying, I'm an independent woman, I'm an independent woman, I'm an independent woman, your mindset gets stuck in that. And then what you don't realize is you start to give off a certain energy, a certain spirit that's going to attract certain men. As an independent woman who says, I do it all myself, the man who's looking for someone to do it for them is coming to you. The men who can do it themselves and who want to do for you will be repelled by that energy, that independent energy, which is why you see a lot of men complain about it. It's about the energy that you give off in this independent mindset. And the reality is this: many women, when they are very ingrained in the independent mindset, have walls up. And once again, those walls will attract more damaged men. But the men who are looking for something serious and real will walk away from that. So you've got to make sure that, one, it's not about being an independent woman. You have the skill to be independent. You can do it on your own, but you have to give off an energy that says, I'm willing to do it with someone. I am willing to be in a union with someone where we can rely on each other. It ain't just about me doing it on myself. Granted, some of you may have a hard time embracing that because you've lived a life where you felt like nobody had your back, where you feel like it's always on you. And I get that, and I understand. But you still have to make the switch to giving off an energy that embraces interdependence, that doesn't have walls up, that has healed from the issues that have brought the walls up in the first place. When you do that, you're going to start to see a difference. Now, here's the thing. No matter what kind of energy you give off, there are always going to be some broken men or broken people coming your way. So the fact that some will come your way is normal. But if that's all you're attracting, and you're never getting the guys who have their stuff together, then yes, consider your energy that you're giving off and how you need to adjust that. And it will make a huge difference. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. So I'm seeing a reoccurring theme. Let me answer this question. It says, I'm divorced. I have grown children, and I now want to start dating. How can I not hurt my children? Number one, your children are grown, and they have their lives to live, and you have your life to live. So you cannot allow your concern of how they want to choose to handle things to hinder your ability to live your life to the fullest. However, I understand the concern and that you want to go about this the best way possible. You need to just be honest with your children. Let them know how you feel. Let them know your desire to get back out there. You know, if they have a concern about that, allow them to express themselves. But ultimately, you are still a woman that has to do what's best for you. And you have to let them know that, listen, you have a concern about them being hurt, but you want to be happy. And I'm pretty confident in saying if you have a transparent, open conversation with your children and they understand this is important to you, that they will come around. It may be a struggle at first for various reasons, but what's going to be most important for them is to see that you're genuinely happy. So have that conversation, be open and honest, and I think you're going to see progress with that. And it'll help diminish the fear that you have on how it will impact them. And for all you, I don't know if you've had talks with them before, but you may find out that they was like, man, we were waiting for you to finally get back out there. Like, they might be totally okay with it. So talk to them. Let's see here. Okay. It says, what does it mean when a man says we need time apart, but will not say what the status of the relationship is? It's in limbo. All right. Stop letting people dictate to you what the situation is. If he is stating we need time apart and he does not want to define the status, then you define it. Okay, we need time apart. Cool. That means we are no longer in a relationship at the moment. When you are ready to get back together and work this out, hit me up and we could talk about that. Until then, there will be no in between. Because if you allow an individual to be vague and not give you the specific vision and plan that they have in their head, if they have any, then they're going to just have you waffling all over the place and stringing you along on their roller coaster ride of emotions. And one day they're going to feel this way, the next day they're going to feel that way, and it's going to stress you out. So stop letting them control the situation. You let it be known, okay, fine, you want this time apart. Well, this is what this means to me, and this is how we're going to go about it. Now, if he wants to then interject and now be more specific, okay, cool. But if he's going to still be vague, all right, let him be vague by himself. That's it. Excuse me. Okay, I gotta answer this question. We just talked about it a little bit, but I'm gonna jump back on this. But real quick before I answer this next question, again, if you want a chance to win the book, comment I want this. And to take advantage to get one of the 20 spots to join my program, click the link in the comment section or in the status, or go to receivingmyblessings.com. All right, so this says, I saw a video where a man stated, excuse me, where a man stated that successful women can't be in a relationship. They are too independent for a real man. Why do some men think that? Why can't a woman be successful and have a good man? Hell, even marriage. It's not that a successful woman can't have it. It's that what you typically find, here's what this boils down to. Successful men are masculine men. They typically exude masculinity. Some of them faking the funk, but still they're walking in a more masculine energy. Successful women, a lot, tend to still then walk in a masculine energy as well. So a masculine man does not want a masculine woman. Masculine man wants a feminine woman. Same way, truly, at the core of most women, if not all, they desire a masculine man. They want that opposite energy. It's what creates that balance in our life. So, successful men have seen many scenarios where, again, it becomes a clash between the successful man and the successful woman because both are walking or exuding masculine energy. So the key is, as a successful woman, learning how to tap into your feminine energy. You can be successful, but if you are allowing that energy to be dominant in your life, the masculine energy, you're gonna have a problem. And it's not even just having a problem with finding a relationship. The reality is that when women have to carry so much masculine energy, they are stressing themselves out. It is a defense mechanism in a lot of cases, and it is lowering your overall quality of life. Tapping into your feminine energy ain't just about men, it's about you. You're going to be happier. You're going to be at more peace. You're going to be healthier because it's not just stress on the mind, it's stress on the body. It is creating disease. I've seen so many women, successful women, who eat healthy, exercise, and guess what? They still getting cancer. They still getting diseases. Why? What people don't see is the emotional stress. All that masculine energy they're holding on to, all those walls they have up, it is causing a problem. We have to resolve that. So that is the real issue of the whole successful woman, successful man dynamic. It's the clash of the energy that's a problem. But if you learn how to tap into and exude feminine energy, you will see greater success. Let's see. All right, I got a comment on this. Someone says, that's why I'm still single. I want an equal in life, financially, spiritually. All right, so let me explain something to you, okay? There's nothing wrong with your desires, and I don't want to knock anyone's preferences, so to speak. However, we have to evaluate, are we going about this the right way? So when we say we want, let's start with financially. We want an equal financially. Let me paint this picture. Let's say you're a woman and you make 150 grand a year. I'm just throwing out a random number. All right. And you meet a man and let's just say in that 150 grand, you can already live the life you desire. You're good. You can go on as many vacations as you want. You got your house. You're good. All right. You meet a man now and he's making $80,000. So financially, he is not equal to you, right? However, what would him making an extra 70 grand do for your relationship? It wouldn't do anything. So when we say we want our financial equal, we have to be careful. Are we focusing on something that doesn't really move the needle in our relationship? It's not really about the finance. It's about the character. It's about the work ethic. It's about, is he ambitious? Does he handle his business? Because if he has those qualities, should you really knock him off the list because he doesn't make as much as you? Again, if you can afford the life that you want to live, how is that really a problem? So we have to be mindful of that. Now, when we say are equal spiritually, again, I just want y'all to understand that men and women can look very different in the way they connect with God and praise God and go about their spiritual walk. It doesn't make one higher or lower than the other, but from the perception from the outside person or from you, you may view it as, well, they don't praise like me. They don't go to church like I do. So that means they're not on my level spiritually. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. Make sure that in your evaluation of this individual, you're praying and asking God, because let God tell you if they're your equal or not. Let God tell you if they're the person you need to have. To be honest with you, successful relationships are less about equals and more about balance. All right. That's the more important factor. Do we have proper balance? Yes. We must have equality as far as the foundations in our lives. We must share the same values. We must both put God first, absolutely. But everything ain't going to look the same. And again, it boils down to like the financial example where you got to ask yourself, are these little things that you're not seeing going to really move the needle in your relationship? If not, then the argument can be made that you are focusing on the wrong thing. So let's see here. These are a lot of questions. I'm trying to find one right now that I can. Let's see. Okay, this is a good question. Can God reveal your future spouse to you, but not allow you two to get together right away? Absolutely. There is no doubt in my mind that can and it does happen all the time. This is why I say to people, sometimes it can be right person, wrong time. God revealing to us who they are, and there's various reasons why he may choose to reveal it to us, does not automatically mean it is time to move forward. It may be the beginning of your preparation for that future relationship and that person you're going to be with. All right. And sometimes, some of y'all got to be honest. There's been times where you may have prayed and said, Lord, just show me who they are. Even if I can't have it right now, can I just see who this person is? And then he shows you. And then when you don't get the green light to move forward, you're salty. And it's like, yo, you just asked him to show you. He answered that prayer, but it ain't time yet. We have to prepare. We have to get ready. There are foundations that need to be set. There are things that need to be put into proper alignment. And until we do that, we should not move forward until God gives us the green light. So yes, absolutely, God can reveal someone to you that's your future, but it's not time to be with them yet. Let's see. I got a little more time. Let me see here. Is it okay to date while healing? I would advise against it. It's too risky to date while trying to heal. You can hinder your process greatly. You can find yourself being triggered during that process. So you can end up taking 2 steps forward, then 5 steps back. And so it prolongs the process of healing, and it can derail the process of healing, to be honest with you. So it would be safer. I'm not going to say that it's impossible to achieve it. It would just be much safer to just take time to yourself, heal, and then date, rather than trying to date and heal at the same time. All right, this one says, speak about what goes through a man's mind while dating a woman with children. What are his concerns and reluctancy? So here's the thing. That's going to vary from man to man. There are men out there who want a woman with children, to be honest with you. There are men who prefer it. They feel like she's going to be a better homemaker, so to speak, or know how to hold the household down. She's going to have acquired certain skills. Also, if he doesn't want kids, he may prefer someone who has kids so that there's not an issue of we need to create more babies or whatever. So it varies. I think for the men who may have pause for concern, the things that they're considering is, what's her situation with the child's father? Am I walking into a war zone here? Does she have that under control? What's going to be my responsibility here? Will she allow me, if I'm going to be a provider of her and the children, will she give me the authority in this household as well? Because you have some situations where the woman is requesting that her partner, the stepfather or the step boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, do his part in protecting and providing. But the minute there is a moment of necessary discipline, she's like, no, you can't do it. That's not your child. You can't touch him. You can't say nothing. And that undermines the man in that situation and can cause a lot of problems. So those are some of the things that certain people are dealing with or considering. But again, it varies from man to man as far as what they're looking at and what they're looking for. And let me say one more thing. The other thing I think that is consistent is, will she be able to give me the time I need while having these children? Because there are a lot of people who want that partner, the man, to take a back seat to the children. And of course, sometimes it's understood, but when it's a consistent thing and you're always neglecting me in favor of the children, that's going to be a problem. So if you can't give to him what he needs, then the children's situation becomes a bigger problem. So let me see. All right, if a man tells you that he doesn't think you and him are right for each other and he is moving on, do you let him go? Attempt to establish a friendship when you feel differently. You absolutely let him go. And why are we trying to be friends? You know you can't handle friends. And when I say you, that's because the vast majority of us cannot handle trying to be friends with someone who is essentially saying they don't see us being together. We've already developed feelings, all right? It's going to be very difficult to manage that situation and to not become consumed by it. And as well as hinder our ability to receive who is for us and who can be in a relationship with us. So if that man is saying you guys are not right for each other and he is moving on, you absolutely let him go. You do not attempt to have a friendship with him. We cut our losses, we move forward, and we move on to bigger and better things. All right. It says, what would you say about men that want women to stay independent and stay focused, but that puts you in an independent state that you block your heart? All right. So without knowing more details, just going off the general question, a man who wants the woman he's dating or being or in a relationship with to remain independent sounds like a man who's not truly in love with that woman. Sounds like a man who wants to alleviate himself of any responsibility of providing for that woman. And so he's trying to make it easy on him and come up off of you. So right there, that sounds like a very unhealthy situation. I don't know a scenario where a man is truly in love with a woman, truly sees this is the woman he wants to spend his life with, and is over there telling her, nah, you stay independent. Like, he wants to do for her. He wants to give to her. He wants to pour into her. That's what love makes you want to do. So if that man is saying, nah, just do you can handle your own thing, that sounds like love is not there. Love is not there. So that's not a situation I would tell you to remain in. So once again, let me know if you want a chance to win the book by commenting, I want this. If you want one of the 20 spots, take advantage. I don't always open the doors. I do whenever I do a live, but I don't always do these lives. Click the link in the comments section or click the link in the status or go to receivingmyblessings.com so you can jump in on this coaching program. Again, you're going to learn about feminine energy. You're going to learn about getting closer to God, hearing God more clearly. I know a lot of people have a struggle with that. We cover that as well in depth. Finding your purpose, just improving your overall quality of life, healing, you name it. go to receivingmyblessings.com.
Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. A man who's serious about you is gonna be a man who strives to be consistent in his actions. Not just strives, he just will be there. And if for some reason you don't feel like he deserves your respect, then